Things aren't looking up for Argentine international Paulo Dybala. The talented forward has not had the best start to the 2020-21 Serie A campaign and has struggled to enjoy a lot of game time under new manager Andrea Pirlo. So far, the former Palermo man has managed only 3 Serie A appearances and has played only 160 minutes in the league with no goals or assists. While he has managed a goal in the Champions League, his game time hasn't improved either. In total, the talented player has managed only 306 minutes in 6 games in all competitions, which averages to roughly 50 minutes in one game. During this time, Dybala has been deployed as a centre forward, a second striker and even as an attacking midfielder, with Pirlo still testing a few things out. The former midfielder still isn't sure of his best starting lineup, and due to his indecisiveness, Dybala has been impacted the most. Last season, Dybala was arguably the team's best player and played a pivotal role in guiding Juventus to yet another league crown. In 33 games, the 27-year-old scored 11 goals and provided 11 assists. In the Champions League, he scored 3 goals and provided 2 assists. In total, he had 17 goals and 14 assists in 46 games across all competitions. Heading into the current campaign, it was expected that the South American's importance in the team would only grow further. Indeed, when he was hotly linked with moves to Man United and Tottenham last summer, the Juventus management worked really hard to convince him into staying put in Turin. This time around though, things aren't as rosy as they were a few months back. After scoring a goal against Ferencváros, Dybala had a smirk on his face before he was embraced by Alvaro Morata. Despite putting in a great display against the Hungarian side, it's clear that there's something wrong with the player. He isn't scoring as freely as he was last season and keeps drifting into areas on the pitch where you usually never find him. On top of that, the player seems to be beyond frustrated. Right now, Paulo Dybala is not Juventus' best player. He's a treat to watch when on top of his game, but we haven't seen the best of him so far this season. However, it does appear that the player is seemingly struggling to adapt to a new manager. This was exactly the case in Maurizio Sarri's first months in charge. Dybala was struggling with consistency. He had the same problems when Max Allegri was at the dugout. However, it also appears that playing under 3 different coaches at the same club is having an impact on the player. Last season, he was able to figure it out and finally managed to strike a chord with Cristiano Ronaldo. He was deployed as more of a centre forward than an attacking midfielder under Sarri and scored 11 goals and provided 10 assists from that position. During the 18-19 season, which was Allegri's last in Turin, Dybala scored more goals while playing as a second striker. However, in total he managed to score only 10 goals in all competitions and had only 2 assists to his name. The 2017-18 campaign was by far his best in a Juventus jersey. Dybala scored 22 league goals and provided 5 assists, and 18 of those goals and 5 of those assists while playing as a second striker. Under Allegri, Dybala was given more freedom and transitioned from a trequartista to the right wing. This freedom allowed the forward to make full use of his best qualities. Even under Sarri, Dybala managed to find his best role, but it appears that this is proving to be way too difficult under Pirlo. After pulling out of the international duty with Argentina due to a urinary tract infection, Dybala's future with the national team is also up in the air. There's a general feeling that he'll never be able to shine for the Biancoceleste as long as Lionel Messi is there. The 2 men are similar players and enjoy a free role. However, you can't expect to displace the Barcelona legend. Therefore, Dybala will have to be happy with a bench role at Argentina for now. According to the Sport Mediaset, Paulo Dybala has only 2 months left to get back in Pirlo's good graces and avoid being transfer listed. The same report claims that the player's struggles are more mental than physical and that the coaching staff no longer feel that Dybala is motivated enough to do well for his team. The 27-year-old knows that he isn't being seen as the team's main man by Pirlo, which is playing a big role in the ongoing contract renewal negotiations. So far, Dybala's entourage and the club have not found a middle ground in a bid to extend his sojourn in Turin, and this has also had an impact on his performances. At present, the senior management of Juventus is extremely worried about the club's financial situation. They have an inflated wage bill, and Ronaldo's wages account for 25% of that. Ideally, they would want to sell Ronaldo if the right offer arrived, presumably from PSG or Manchester United. Selling Ronaldo is going to save the club a lot of money, but you can't be certain if they'd be able to offload the legendary Portugal international next summer. There aren't many clubs that will be able to afford his wages, and those that can will be a little bit more guarded about their finances in light of the recent global issues. Dybala, however, is apparently seen as more dispensable than Ronaldo, and the Argentine is going to have more suitors than his teammate. So which clubs are currently linked with the Argentine forward? Atletico Madrid. According to reports, Diego Simeone's side are looking into the possibility of bringing Dybala to the Wanda Metropolitano by using Alvaro Morata as a makeweight. The Spanish striker has settled in nicely in his second spell in Turin. The former Chelsea man is currently on loan, and Juventus wouldn't mind signing the experienced striker on a permanent basis, even if that means losing Dybala. According to Mundo Deportivo, Atletico Madrid are willing to offer Juventus €35 million plus Morata in order to sign Dybala. Manchester United. Last summer, Man United were very eager to bring Paulo Dybala to Old Trafford. Apparently the player was interested as well, but then decided to stick around in Turin. However, the immensely talented player could be available for £70 million next season, which, in all honesty, is a great bargain price for a player who is a potential future Ballon d'Or candidate. At present, Man United lack that certain X factor which is needed to enjoy a period of sustained success. Bruno Fernandes is there, but the Portuguese alone can't help the club become a force of nature once again. With Juventus struggling to tie down their star player to a new deal, and his agent having also returned to Argentina, it's clear that Dybala would be open to better offers. The Red Devils are, of course, also interested in signing Jadon Sancho, who the club was unable to sign from Borussia Dortmund last summer. However, Ed Woodward still wants a deal to be done, and if the club's much maligned executive is able to bring both players in the same transfer window, it would send a serious message to the other teams in the league. However, all that hinges on United's ability to qualify for the Champions League again. They haven't been featuring actively in the competition in recent years, and Dybala is unlikely to be enthused by the prospect of playing for a team that doesn't offer Champions League football. Tottenham. Spurs were also interested in signing Dybala last summer and were apparently closer than Man United in doing so. However, they instead were left disappointed, but you can expect Jose Mourinho's men to make their move should the opportunity present itself. The Londoners already have a very talented attacking lineup, but in a bid to really become genuine title contenders and a European giant, they would need to have more depth in their squad and a proven goalscorer. Regardless of the problems he's had, Dybala is an elite athlete and will be a success wherever he goes. With him in the squad, you can expect Spurs to become a true European giant. Real Madrid. While they've been linked with the player over the last 3 years, Real Madrid haven't acted on their interest yet. But as you know, Los Blancos are always looking out for the next big thing, and Dybala is more than just a big thing. The Argentine is an elite footballer and has already proven his credentials in top-level football. The forward oozes class and is definitely going to become a major player for the Spanish Giants if he was to go there. Real Madrid saw Eden Hazard as their global star. Sadly, the Belgian has had to deal with niggling injuries ever since he arrived at the Santiago Bernabeu. Moreover, Karim Benzema is slowly nearing the twilight years of his career and would need to be upgraded. The club hasn't had a free-scoring player since the departure of Cristiano Ronaldo, and it would be surprising if Madrid didn't make their move for Dybala. Despite the loss of form he's experienced this season, Dybala's still a great player and is expected to get back to his best. Zidane would surely have thought about signing the Argentine, and the French tactician might even chase him more seriously if Juventus deem him surplus to requirements. While Andrea Pirlo continues to toil with the team's formations in order to find out what tactics suit his team the best, Paulo Dybala continues to struggle. The Argentine is way too good to be spending most of his time on the bench, and this is why he has been reluctant to sign a new deal. The player knows that he has a lot of options, and with his talents, he can move to another big club. And if this happens, Juventus might end up losing a player who could have guided them to bigger and better things.